Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going over my monthly favorites and fails. It has been a fabulous month. There were only a couple of things that didn't work out for me. A lot of them did. I'm going to show you a side-by-side application putting this face together. So I hope that sounds like fun and you'll stick around. I'm going to start with fragrance because the Sephora sale was at the beginning of April and I did a little fragrance shopping. This first one is from Dolce & Gabbana. This is the Royale fragrance. The notes are cranberry, pink azalea, and cedarwood. It is described as a tangy cranberry with floral notes and a warm Virginia cedarwood. This is beautiful. I think it's the cranberry that I like so much, but it has a little bit of a warmth to it. It smells very spring, summer to me. This one is very long lasting. I am enjoying it very much. Ranked just a little bit above that one is this from Kilian. This is the Love Don't Be Shy. This one's notes are orange blossom, vanilla absolute, and luscious marshmallow. Opens with a tender orange blossom absolute. Juicy honeysuckle and plush rose are softly caressed by the sweetness of luscious marshmallow. Sugar accord. It's just beautiful. This is, I can tell, going to be one of my top perfume choices. I smell honeysuckle, but then it smells like a sweet effervescence, and it actually reminds me of my Dior Hypnotic Poison, which this one I have said before smells like Dr. Pepper. And this I like to wear more in the fall and winter. I love this perfume, so it's so nice to have somewhat of the family. If you like sweet, effervescent, if you like the smell of honeysuckles, you're gonna like that. This also reminds me, honeysuckle-wise, of an affordable option that I own, which is this one here from Finery. This is the Magnetic Candy, and this just smells like straight up honeysuckles to me. This is just a fragrance spray, so this one does not last as long, but I could see wearing these together or even wearing these together. But this one, so good. Love. I also tried out the brand Brown Girl Jane, which is newer to Sephora, and the first fragrance that I picked up was Carousel, which is described as caramelized apple, soft cloud musk, sandalwood cream, and this one had a strong cotton candy scent, which I liked. At first I was in love, and then I started falling out of love with it. So I went back to the Brown Girl Jane to see if there was another scent that I thought would suit me more. I was curious, and when I went back to Sephora to make a couple of returns that I'll be talking about, this is the one that I fell in love with, and it is called Casino. It was love at first sniff. The notes are espresso affogato, golden rum cake, and almond foam. I'm telling you, I have worn this perfume more than any other perfume this month, and this is what I have on today. I smell sweet espresso, coffee. I smell the rum. I smell the almond. It's not like anything that I own, and I've just so been enjoying it. The lasting power is not as good, in my opinion, as the Kilian, but still, I don't mind. This one is also less expensive, so I can reapply. So yummy. And the last one was an I'm in love, I have the baby, I deserve the big one, and it is the Gucci Flora Gorgeous Orchid. And this one, keynotes are Vanilla Duo, Vanilla Orchid, and Marine Ozonic Accord. What it smells like to me is a sweet lemon, like a limoncello. So delicious. This one also lasts and lasts. I've gotten compliments on this one and the Kilian, and what this one reminds me of that I already own, it's funny how you start finding the scents that you're drawn to, is this one from Kayali. This is the Capri in a bottle, and it says right on there lemon sugar, so that makes sense. I can wear these together if I want. This one definitely lasts longer than this one. I love Kayali scents, they just don't last as long as I would like. But this one is a couple steps above. Now let's get into the makeup. I'm gonna start with eyeshadow because that is the biggest category, and that's usually where I start doing my makeup. In the side-by-side, you'll see me with a little bit of makeup already applied. I will have them listed in the description box below, as well as everything that I'm talking about today. Some are affiliate links, so if you shop with those links, I make a small commission, and I want to thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. In the eyeshadow category, I'll talk about the one that you can't just run out and buy. This First one is from Natasha Denona. This is the Hot Topic palette that I got from my BoxyCharm. And this is made of shades that you can find in the Glam palette. This is one of the perks of belonging to BoxyCharm. Natasha often will come up with these larger palettes that are a little bit bigger than her traditional smaller palettes. You get them in your box. I love it. Sometimes you can buy extras on the drop shop. This is really lovely. I will try to pop up corresponding pictures where I'm wearing some of these shadows just to help. Might as well stick with Natasha. Again, with that BoxyCharm drop shop, I had the ability to pick up the mini bronze palette. I have the big bronze palette, but I believe that it has been discontinued or retired, not sure, but I was able to pick this up at a big discount. Absolutely gorgeous, Natasha Denona quality. Let me swatch a couple of the shades for you. I feel like I can't tell you how pretty they are without showing you. This is a very warm look, but gorgeous for fall. There's just 3 of the 5. There's only 1 shimmer in here, and it's good. Next, I want to talk about this ColourPop and Toy Story collaboration. This was fun. This is a beautiful, it looks like a rainbow palette, but it's not. Love the variation, love the options, really good ColourPop quality. The only tricky shades are these 2 right here. These are pressed glitters. I do get into them. I enjoy a pressed glitter. Sometimes it's worth the mess. Just remember your glitter glue. But I have come up with some really pretty looks with this palette. If you're into Toy Story, if you like the color story, definitely recommend. Probably at the bottom of my ranking, I'm gonna put this palette from Sephora Collection. This is the Sephora Mega Mix palette, and this one, I like it. It's just not the best. I love the concept. The mirror slides out. These 3 pan parts slide out. This is the cool color story. It is called Fearless Cool Nude. I have played with this. I've had a good time. The only tricky shade in here is this one is pretty crumbly, but really nice one and done shadow options. Just the formula is just a little bit drier than I would prefer. Can you still get some gorgeous cool toned looks? Absolutely. I know I will use this palette. I also got a 3 pan from Sephora Collection, but I'll talk about that later because I'm wearing one of the shades. Late to the game, but I picked up a Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadow. I got mine in the shade Oyster Pearl, and this I just had to try because I have been so enjoying the whole one and done shadow looks, and this did not disappoint. I made a short with this. I will pop it up. Easy to apply. Doesn't move, doesn't crease. I wouldn't mind having all of these. Do I think it's worth the price? I do. Let's talk Glamlite. The Glamlite and Breaking Dawn Part 1 collaboration came out. You know I had to do it. I love Twilight. I enjoyed the ColourPop collaboration that they did, but I must say Glamlite did it better. I picked up the Jacob and Edward palettes. The packaging is gorgeous. Even the outer boxing was gorgeous. I picked up the mirror because I just love this style of mirror, and I've got Edward and Bella on the front there. The palette that I prefer is probably the Edward palette, but I will say that it is a little bit deep. I need to work on some lighter shades. I am afraid of these 2 reds, but I have played in all of the other shades. The shimmers are just stunning. I love the names. Let me swatch Renesmee, Vegetarian, and Diamond. That one's a little bit more of a topper. So, so pretty. The mattes are nice. I just love Glamlite's formula. It really doesn't disappoint. But I will admit, probably the bigger seller, probably the easier to wear is the Jacob palette. Here are the shades in there, much more neutral, but I do love that there are cool options in here. Of course, my favorite shades are Moody and Wolf, probably. Here we have Moody, and here we have Wolf. Gorgeous. There are lighter shades, like here's Imprint. A lot of one and done options here. I've played in the greens. Here's a nice matte transformation. Love. Glamlite is a tippy-top favorite of mine. And the surprise love of the month also comes from Sephora Collection, and it is this little mini eyeshadow. I'm so glad that I went into Sephora because I've seen them online and I've looked right past them. The only complaint I will say is that it is very difficult to open. I just struggled way too long to get this open. This is terrible packaging, hard to open. If you wear press-ons or have weak nails, you're gonna struggle with this. But the shadow inside is beautiful. I picked up the shade Shock Chalk, and as I mentioned, I walked into Sephora and I thought, let me just swatch them. I put my finger in it and was amazed. It is creamy, it is shiny, and it is what I have on my lids right now with one other shade. Much creamier than this one. So beautiful. So I put this all over my lid today and just took a brush and blended it up. Definitely gonna pick up more of these. And then I added a shade from this palette, and this is another variation of this. So this has the 3 pans that can slide out, and then you can buy 3-pan palettes that you could wear on their own, or you can slide them out and put them in place of one of the 3 pans in the bigger palette. This is Ethereal Lilac, and my complaint with this is that the shimmers are a little bit on the dry side and definitely on the flaky side. I keep swatching on the same arm. So here are the shades, and I swatched this in store and just fell in love and thought, I'll make it work. So today, after I put the Shock Chalk on, I took a little bit of my NYX glitter glue and I put the flakiest one right on top. And I think it's beautiful, but you do get sparkle on your face. Let's just call it what it is. So I would for sure recommend a glitter glue if you want to use that, but the colors are lovely. Underneath my eyes, I had picked up one of the Sephora Collection eyeshadow crayons. This one is Truffle Shimmer, and I love it. I did try to put it all over my eyes and blend it up. I think I'm just not a eyeshadow stick on the eyelid kind of girl. I struggled to blend it, but under the eye, love. Sometimes I leave it alone, sometimes I blend it out, sometimes I'll put shadow on top of it. It helps the shadow adhere. Big fan of eyeshadow sticks. My collection is growing and I'm happy to have this one. An eyeshadow product that did not work out for me, I will have to pop up a picture because I did return it, is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glaze On Shimmer Liquid Eyeshadow. Loved the packaging. Very, very cool. I picked mine up in the shade Silver Spooning. This one just was not user friendly. You had to shake it, then product came out on the brush. I brushed it over my lid. It wasn't a really strong impact. I couldn't see it. It creased. It's just not a good product. I was so bummed because I really loved the packaging, loved the shade. It was a miss. For liner, I got a Rare Beauty black liner in my BoxyCharm. Really very nice. I have it on my upper lid. I have it in my waterline. I actually put the shadow stick in my waterline on the bottom. Creamy, blendable, matte. It's all the things that I would expect it to be. Happy to have it. Mascara. I repurchased 2 existing loves this month, and I am thrilled to have them back in rotation. I got the Big By Definition mascara. I have it on this eye, and it is lovely. So easy to brush through, builds up really fast. If I'm being lazy, I can get away with 1 coat, and it does more than some of the mascaras that are already in my drawer. Works fast, builds up, doesn't clump too much. I do like a bold lash. This is great. I have it on top and bottom. I haven't experienced smudging or flaking. And on the left-hand side, I did a Wet n Wild video and I picked up a So Defined mascara. This is my 2nd or 3rd tube. I gifted it to my mother. This one is super inexpensive and also really nice. This one gives me a lot of volume and definition as well. If you made me choose, I would probably choose the Sephora collection, but they both do a really nice job. And top and bottom with this one as well. No smudging. Both affordable options if you like bold, long, separated lashes. These are good. I talked about in my Panama video that I had recently picked up the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I just wanted to give you an update on this. I like it. I don't love it. I do find it to be a little bit drying. It is a little easier to wear if I use a hydrating corrector underneath. I like to use the one that I have from Sigma. I'll pop up a picture. This one, it is smooth, it is pretty full coverage, but I do find that my eyes can end up looking a little bit drier than I would like. Do I like it enough to keep it and continue using it? yes, but I don't know that I would repurchase. For foundation, I had picked up for the Toy Story video this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Foundation Balm. This is new to them, and this one I'm just gonna say is okay. If you have dry skin, normal skin, you'd probably like it more than me. I don't think it's super oily skin friendly. If I prep my skin really well, it does work out for me. So I have my One Size Oil Sucker primer on, which is just my #1 oil control primer. Then I put this on very sparingly. I used a small brush and really just focused on exactly where I needed it, which is kind of where I am right now with foundation. I don't want a full face of foundation. I like the look of my skin better than the way my skin looks with a full face of foundation. So I am very into the pinpoint concealing, only cover what's needed. I think the skin just looks so much better that way. I don't find it to be super long lasting. If you're only looking for maybe 6 hours, that would be great. But for me, I wear my makeup about 12 hours, and by the end of the day, it's not looking so great. But if I prep well, it works out a little bit better. I actually used my Jason Wu powder on my face on the bottom, just not under my eyes. This is a really good powder, and I love the puff. It's so squishy. The powder I used under my eyes is the new release from Givenchy. This is the Prisme Libre pressed powder in Rose. And it's got a few different shades going on in there. It does come with a brush inside, which I wasn't sure about at first, but I do like it because it helps me not apply too much powder, especially when I have a little bit of a drier concealer. I'll just tap the brush in there and then just go easy under my eyes. The whole less is more philosophy when we're loading products under our eyes. This is a very pretty powder. It's very smoothing, it's very brightening. It does mattify, just not enough for this oily girl. So I will do my T-zone and under my eyes if I'm going very natural or wearing more of a matte foundation, but in a situation like today, I had to bring out a more heavy-duty mattifying powder. Worth the splurge. In the bronzer category, I used my new shade of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Flush. Now this I bought as a multi-use product, which you can do that with Danessa Myricks. I actually did a short where I had this on my cheeks, my lips, and my eyes. I love this. I'm gonna be using this a lot in the summertime. This is my third shade, but this one is a little more brown. It's called Creme Brulee, and I believe this is supposed to be a blush, but what I'm using it for is more of a multi-purpose, all over the cheeks, definite brown tone, but I believe it has a rosiness to it, and I have been using this either as bronzer and blush all this month, or today I have it on as my bronzer. This goes on so easily. It blurs out. It lasts, it has upsolate, so if you have oily skin, it helps control the oils. Danessa Myricks is one of my very favorite makeup brands. I would love to have every shade of her blurring balm flushed. We are having a blush explosion in the makeup world, and I'm right in the middle of it, so I tried quite a few blushes in April. The first one I'll talk about is this one from ColourPop. This is their cream blush in Bali Baby. I picked this up during my Toy Story video, and this one has a balmy texture, which really kind of worried me at first, but no, it's a really nice formula. It is a cream and then it dries down to a powder. It is a soft matte finish, really pretty. I wish I'd picked up a little bit of a deeper color, but I can build this up. It just takes a minute to do that. But if you're looking for a soft neutral pink, at an affordable price, this is nice. It does have a mirror in it. The packaging is nice. During the Sephora sale, I picked up a couple of Sephora collection blushes. The first one is this Blush Blush Blush. I used this in my try-on haul, and again, Sephora collection, shame on you with the really hard to open packaging. Let me know if you have any of these and you struggle. Maybe I'm just special. I just dug something in there and now it opened. I don't see the shade name written on here, but of course I will be popping up a picture. Here's the cream, here's the matte, and here's the shimmer. I of course am using the matte and the cream more than the shimmer. I'm just not huge into a glowy cheek right now. This is really pretty. Just make sure you have strong nails. One that's a little easier to use is this one. This is their Blush and Go that they came out with. I picked mine up in the shade On the Bright Side, and this is fun. You just shake it up, and when you open it, The product is on the little doe foot, and you put it on, and again, it just sort of blends out into a super pretty blurring flush of color. This I really like. The one that I have on my cheeks today came as a surprise to me in my BoxyCharm. I was sent this What's Up Beauty. This is their Rose Hippity Matte Liquid Blush. I'll have to update my description box in my BoxyCharm because when I got it, I couldn't link the product. And I thought, did they send me a product that they don't have anymore? Maybe it was just out of stock, because as I was preparing for this video, it is in stock. And I'm so glad that it is, because this is really pretty. I have mine in the shade Heirloom, and this is one of those sponge tips, but it does have a lock. You unlock it and you just squeeze a little bit of the product out. You'll see me applying this today, but really pretty. I love how easy it is to blend out, how blurring it is. Very, very easy. I would compare this to the Cali Ray as far as how blurring it is, but the Cali Ray dries super fast. This one, it gives you a little bit of time to blend it out before it dries down, and it is beautiful. What's Up Beauty? If you've ever tried anything from them, let me know, because I am curious what else they have to offer. I'll talk about the color that's on my lips in a moment, because I want to first talk about this lip liner. Sephora Collection reformulated their lip liners. They had the gel formula. I didn't love it. It was so creamy that it was hard to control. You could fill in your lips. That part was nice, but especially for more mature lips, I found that it sort of traveled away. So when I saw that they reformulated it, of course, I was on board, because I love most things Sephora Collection. This one is called the 8-Hour Colorful Transfer Proof Lip Liner. I picked mine up in the shade Soft Suede, and this is fantastic. I love this pencil. Let me swatch a little bit. It is a nice, cool, rosy brown, which I love. Of course, I have it on my lips today. It hangs on really well. I would say I've gotten definitely more than 8 hours wear out of it. It is a stiffer formula than the original formula, but still creamy. And then when it sets down, it sets down. It is creamy enough to completely fill in my lips and maybe throw a gloss on. You can do that. But for sure, I recommend this formula. I would love more shades. And then on my lips, I picked up a lip stain from the Sephora Collection. This is called the Totally Juicy Lip Tint, and it is in, it says 12 on the bottom, but it's some type of mocha, maybe like a mocha crush, but this is lovely. What it reminds me of is the Kulfi lip stain that I have, and this one is less expensive. This is a pretty rosy brown. This is on my lips. It does last a pretty good amount of time. When it fades, you're just left with a stain. It does have a little bit of a chemical sweet smell to it, but definitely you only smell it when you are applying it, but it lasts long. I don't think this one transfers. No, it does not transfer. So if you want that glossy stain that's not going to get all over the place, that's hydrating, this does not make my lips feel dry. Love it. I liked it so much that I went back online to see if I could grab another color, and there were no other colors that really excited me. So I may just pick up a second one of these, because this would be nice to have in my purse. And the last thing I'll talk about is a new setting spray. During the Sephora sale, I picked up the new setting spray from Huda Beauty. It is the Easy Bake Setting Spray. This is one that you shake, and it is said to blur and set your makeup and make it transfer proof. And my verdict on this is that I do like it. I've heard some negative reviews about a bad sprayer, about powder buildup in the spritzer. I've not had any of that. Maybe they got a bad one, but this one, the spray is very nice. It doesn't have a heavy scent. It does seem to mattify my skin, set my makeup. It does what it says it does. I like it. Would I repurchase it? No. And the only reason why is just because the wetness on my face, I'm not as huge of a fan of. I like my One Size, I like my L'Oreal. Those are more aerosol, and when I spray them, my face is dry almost immediately. I know that sounds silly. To sit with a fan for a minute waiting for my face to dry is just not as easy for me. I'm a lazy girl, and those I can just spray and go. I don't think that this one does any more for my face than those do. So this, I'm glad to have it. I'll use it all, and if you can see, I have used quite a bit of it. There's only this much in there. And that is everything. I hope that this was informative for you and that you got some ideas if you were curious about some of these products. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. I would love to have you join me. I upload videos on Mondays and Saturdays. Give the video a thumbs up and of course, leave me that comment. It lets me know you were here, even if it's just a heart. I would love to see it. Thank you for spending some of your precious time with me today. I'll see you in the next one.